Okay, good morning, Hebron High School and also the ninth grade campus. I am Dr. Fields, and I am here to walk through some details related to course selection. Just as a reminder, we've been going over a lot of details about this over the past couple of weeks. We've had advisory lessons kind of building up to this, and then also we've had some evening presentations. Oh, can people hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, okay. There we go. Okay. Miss Friend, I don't know if I fixed that or not. It's getting some notes that people couldn't hear. Okay, so we've also had some evening presentations with parents that have also been recorded. So if you feel like you're still behind the game and not ready for this process, there's still time for you to catch up. And so the link on this page that you've been looking at for the past few minutes, the course selection information is really the best place to go for all of the details that you need. It has recordings of everything. It has documents posted. It has advertisements and flyers from different courses and videos that people have put together to recruit for their courses. So this is a great place to go. What we are going to do is we are going to walk through things as briefly as we can. Okay, I'm getting some notes for some teachers saying that they can hear through the computer, but not through classroom speakers. So I think on the classroom side of things, you will need to crank up your computer volume, and that's probably the best way to hear if you're having an issue with the hearing right now. We are going to walk through course selection as generally as we can, because we are trying to reach current 9th, current 10th, and current 11th graders at the same time, very briefly. So we're going to walk through things in the following way. We are going to show you this little organizational tool, and then we are going to walk through general core course options kind of one at a time. So hopefully what that does is it actually cuts down on the amount of choices that you have and makes things a bit more manageable for you. We are also going to provide some suggestions for you on how you can actually finish your course selection planning, and then highlight resources to assist with this process. Just as a reminder, today is just about final planning. And then we are, tomorrow, we are going to have another video provided to you that gives you directions on how to actually enter your course requests officially into Skyward. So students, you are going to have you're going to have to enter your course requests in Skyward beginning tomorrow. We'll give you directions in advisory so you can get started, and then you will actually have the rest of the week and through Sunday night, early morning on Monday, January 31st, to complete these course requests officially. So just to begin with, hopefully you have opened up this course selection organizer, and if you have not, it looks like this. If you go down here to where it says registration planning organizer, if you don't want to use this or are not able to access it on your planning page, this is really something you can replicate on a notebook paper. But what it is we want you to make sure that you are getting the right amount of courses put down onto your course requests. We very commonly have students that are not able to they put too many or too few courses. So hopefully this can help you plan. You'll notice that there are 8 boxes for you to fill in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 more over here. Each box can fit 1 credit of class or an 18-week course. If you have 2 9-week courses, those fit within the same box. And then most importantly, down at the bottom, we also have your alternate or backup choices here. And these are going to be really important, and we're going to come back to that. If you want to use this in your favorite note-taking app, or if you want to print this out later, you're welcome to do that and save it for yourself so that you are ready for tomorrow. Okay, so let's continue with this process. And so what we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to walk through core courses. Then we're going to help narrow things down for you through programs. And then electives we're going to go over. And then we are going to cover some notes about alternates or backup choices. Just to remind you, every grade level current 9th graders, current 10th, and current 11th, you actually have 4 course cards to refer to, or 4 menus to look at through this process to choose your courses from. Every grade level has its own core course card, which will list your English, math, science, social studies, and world language course options. Everybody also has access to the Hebron High School campus elective cards, which will list all of the courses or the elective courses that we offer on the Hebron main campus. That would include everything from CTE electives to fine arts, band, choir, ROTC, even all of the athletics courses are there. Then we also have a tech course card, which lists all of the courses that are at the career centers. And then finally, a new one for this year is the Virtual Learning Academy, or VLA, has greatly expanded its options, and you can also look at that for choices as well. Please keep in mind that you can only pick a max of 3 VLA classes per school year. All right, so we're going to begin by just covering core course options here, and we are going to provide things hopefully in as manageable a format as you can. So on this option, current 10th grader or current 9th graders, you'll look at the column on the left, and that will show you the 2 options for English that you have to select from. There is a regular English 2 or an honors English 2. Please keep in mind that when we look at honors classes, those are preparing students with the academic skills and academic experience to be ready for AP or dual credit classes when those become available later in high school. 11th graders, you will see you have more choices with regular English 3, AP English 3, and then we have an AP Humanities, which actually is going to be a combination of AP English 3 and AP US History together. So that's actually going to be a 36 weeks or a year-long experience where you'll have both classes together. And then finally, there is a dual credit humanities option, which is a similar format where you would earn English 3 and US History by taking a full year experience through the dual credit formats of those. So people choosing English 3 for next year, you'll have one of those 4 options to select. And then 12th graders, you will have regular English 4, AP English 4, and then a dual credit English 4 option. But please note that you'll have to have completed the dual credit English 3 as an 11th grader in order to do that. So as you're looking at this, go ahead and mark down which option is best for you. If you still feel like you've got questions, your teachers are going to be excellent reference points for you to speak with. If you've not already gotten information from them, you can also check in with them and get good feedback about what the best choices are for you. And we have some references on our course selection information page as well. Next, we are going to go to math, and math has got a lot of different choices. And so we felt like this was one of the best ways to break down your choices for you. So the way you're going to read this is you're going to see if you took this year Algebra 1, for example, here on the left, then you would select between geometry or honors geometry. If you are currently in geometry, then you would select between math models, Algebra 2, and Algebra 2 honors. Students that are typically selecting math models as a choice here may have been students who did not perform as well in algebra or struggled in Algebra 1. And so this would be most likely a good option for you to select between those 3. If you are in math models this year, then you would select Algebra 2 as your math option for next year. And then things are going to break open especially for students that are currently taking Algebra 2 or pre-calculus this year. And you will see a list of choices below there. College prep math, for example, pre-calculus or honors pre-cal. We also have statistics courses, and AP statistics, AP calculus, and dual credit statistics. We have some really good resources on our course selection information page about how to pick math classes, particularly for those of you looking for a math class for your junior or senior year, and you want to get some good advice based upon what careers or college majors you are considering. So please look on the course selection information page on the right-hand side towards the bottom for those references. And again, if you are still thinking about things, always good to be able to speak with your math teachers as well for good reference. Science is also going to have a lot of choice, particularly as students move towards 11th and 12th grade. For those ninth graders that are currently taking biology, you would choose between integrated physics and chemistry, IPC is another name for it, and then either regular chemistry or honors chemistry. Students that are selecting IPC generally are students that may have also had some difficulty in Algebra 1, and that's maybe an indicator that that would be a good choice for you as you prepare for 10th grade. 11th grade students would choose between a chemistry or a physics typically. We would really encourage students to have, hopefully, they need to have an IPC, a chemistry, or a physics as a part of their graduation requirements. But then 11th graders can also choose from a wide variety of science options, and the same goes for 12th graders as well. You'll find those science options on your grade level core course card. One way to think about those science classes could be related to a subject that you have a natural interest in. So for example, if you are interested in environmental issues, there are a lot of courses that are related to that. Students that have an interest in health or medicine have tons of choices in our science options with things like anatomy, medical microbiology, and so forth. There are also AP level science classes as well. And please note that those AP science classes like AP Biology, AP Chemistry, and AP Physics C, those are year-long 36-week course experiences. You have questions about best science options for you, again, science teachers are going to be a great reference for you in the other materials we have on our course selection page. For social studies, things get a little bit cleaner and neater because there are certain things that you need to take. So for our current ninth graders, you have to have either world geography or world history. You have to have a full credit of either of those as a part of your graduation plan. Most of our students, and by most I mean over 90% of our students, take both. So for those of you that are looking at world history options, we have a regular world history and an AP world history. We are not offering a dual credit world history to 10th graders next year on our campus, so that's not an option. But there are a host of social studies electives that you can find listed on your core course card. For our rising juniors, so my sophomores out there, you must take U.S. history as a part of the graduation requirements. So there are several flavors of U.S. history to choose from next year. We have a regular U.S. history, AP U.S. history, and then remember we also have the AP humanities and dual credit humanities that we referenced earlier. So you must pick one of those as a part of your course options. 12th grade students must take government and economics as a part of the graduation requirements by the state. So for those choices, we have an on-level or regular government and economics, and we also have AP. And between those two, you can mix and match. So for example, you could take an AP government and regular economics, or vice versa, or you could take both. And then we have a dual credit option for government and economics, but if you do dual credit, you must take dual credit for both of those choices. Okay, so if you have been following along, yes, Ms. Hunt, your students, there is AP European History as a social studies elective option for juniors and seniors. It's listed on the core course card. Just a quick note about dual credit. For those students that are interested in selecting a dual credit course for next year, you will actually have to pick a Hebron version of the class at this time. And then we will also ask you to fill out the dual credit interest form. You can find the dual credit interest form linked on the core course card or through the course selection information page. When you fill that out, that will get you in the loop for the dual credit meeting that we'll have after spring break. For those of you that are new to dual credit has a really unique registration and payment process. So only after you complete that registration and payment process will you then have the dual credit class added to your schedule. So in the meantime, pick a Hebron High School version of the course, and then we'll change things after you register and pay, but that's going to take place later in April. All right, if you have followed along with us and made some notes about those core courses, you are actually should be halfway done at least with your classes. You should have at least 4 periods out of 8 figured out or have some ideas, which is great. So we've really shrunk down the puzzle. From here, to help manage things with the rest of the space in your schedule, I would encourage you to think about a few things. First of all, let's do the easy stuff. So think about if you are involved in any teams or programs or groups. So for example, if you are an athlete and play one of our team sports, go ahead and mark that down on your schedule because that's going to take up probably 2 periods out of your day. So if you play basketball, softball, volleyball, that's going to take up 2 periods out of your 8. Further, similarly, if you are in a performing arts group like theater, or choir, band, or orchestra, those also typically take up 2 periods out of your school day. So you can go ahead and mark those down as well. Similarly, if you are in ROTC or interested in our ROTC program, that is also a full year experience and would take up 2 out of 8 periods. And if you're in another program such as academic decathlon, that also takes up 2 periods as well. So for those of you that have space remaining, this could help eat away at that. Again, most of these are 36-week programs, but they do have placements or auditions. So if you are playing a sport, but you don't know if you'll be on JV or varsity next year, or you don't exactly know what band or choir, make your best guess. What we do is we provide coaches and directors with these lists, and they help to correct those things. So we will make those adjustments as we go through the course planning experience with you. All right. Electives are really going to fill up from here on out, and this hopefully is where things can get really exciting and really fun for you. With electives, you can look at taking additional science classes, for example, if you're an upperclassman, or additional social studies classes or language classes if you want to build those skills or become maybe a more attractive candidate for college applications. But we also encourage you to think about elective options as a way to develop your skills. If you want to learn about computer coding, for example, or want to look at your design skills, we have classes where you can enhance those things. If you have talents that you just like to do and want to show off or enhance, we've got great fine arts credits to take a look at, for example. Pick something that's fun. If you've always enjoyed a particular activity or elective, or really like some part of the classes that we offer here, take those, because that's a great reason to try electives. Our electives can also be a great way to try or explore careers out. So if you've always wanted to try something related to AV production, we've got classes related to that. If you've wanted to try something related to architecture, we have those kinds of classes as well. Some of our programs, particularly those at the tech centers, also offer certificates that you can earn by taking advanced classes, and those can help you to earn a better wage at a job as a high school student or even a high school graduate. So those are attractive. And then, like I said, try something new. The worst thing you can do with electives is take something just because your friends are taking it. You have nothing to lose right now as a high school student, so try something while you can. Price is right, because generally these classes have little to no charge with them. Okay, if you're looking at elective options, there's really a couple of lists to consult with. First of all, there is the tech courses, and we have got a tech course card that everybody can refer to on the course selection page. Remember, these classes are offered at our Tech East or Tech West campuses, and these classes are always going to be at least 2 credits each, so 2 periods for 18 weeks. Seats are typically limited per school, so we would encourage you, if you're interested in a tech program, to go ahead and request that. Okay, and then also our campus electives offer elective courses in a variety of different subjects. You can see those listed here on the right-hand side of the page, everything from journalism to ROTC, information technology, business, arts, education, STEM. And the only thing I would encourage as you're looking at this course list for the campus electives is just to double check how many periods and how many credits each of these classes is listed. So for example, if it's a half credit class, go ahead and add that as a note, because you'll want to make sure you keep that in mind as you're budgeting your classes and planning ahead. All right, we are coming to the close here, but I wanted to just make a couple of final notes. First of all, the counseling department cannot stress enough the importance of alternate courses. You'll see that listed at the bottom of your course page. You must provide alternates, and you can never provide too many for us. Think about things like if you are cut from a sport or an audition, if a class you've requested ends up not being offered, or if there's not enough space, We need to have backup options. Even if you are a senior and you are selecting a science course, it's good to have backup science course options because you don't know if all of those will fit together. We would ask that you provide at least 3 to 5 alternates, but really you can provide more than that, and you can even rank them in your Skyward account beginning tomorrow about which ones you prefer the most. You'll be surprised how many students actually put in their alternates the exact same classes that they put in their top requests. Please don't do that. Your alternates should be different courses than what is listed in your main requests. We use alternates for almost every student at some point in the process. So even if you think all your classes are pretty straightforward, you probably don't need to put them. It's better safe than sorry, and please enter them. And our final warning every year is if you do not put alternates in, then we pick them for you, and we're really bad at picking. So please make sure that you put those in your account, and you can do that tomorrow in a specific alternate section. All right, we have got, this is our last slide, so we are about to stop. Next steps, if you have not already, talk to teachers. Teachers, if you have not given a spiel about your electives or made a sales pitch for a cool option that you teach, or want to make an announcement about how to pick between math classes after Algebra 2, for example, go ahead and make those announcements and discussions. Also, talk to your families. We want to make sure students are thinking about the balance in their schedule and not biting off more than you can chew, so to speak. Use the course selection information webpage. You're going to find the counseling department directing you back to that, not because we are trying to avoid a conversation, but because there is so much information there. And if you are looking for an answer, it's probably there. Also, if you don't already, stay tuned to our Twitter feed at Hawks Counselor. We provide a lot of updates and announcements and reminders there. And then tomorrow, you're going to hear my voice again on a guided presentation, giving you directions on how to enter your courses into Skyward. That begins tomorrow, and you will have until early Monday morning before school to complete that. We will also begin after that a process of meeting with you and cleaning things up in your requests and allowing you to make corrections. That will go all the way until spring break. If you have questions in your classroom right now, you can relay those through your advisory teacher. Some of you have been putting those questions in the chat already, and our counselors are answering those. The esports class is a new class, and so that is probably going to be limited to some space. If you're looking for a good point of reference, Mr. Gorham is a great reference, one of our teachers on the main campus that can give some information out. So if you have students that have specific questions, they can relay those to him. If your class does not have any other questions, then you are welcome to log off, but our counselors are going to hang out on the chat and answer things. And then if we are seeing questions, I can also relay those as well. Ms. Friends, yeah, if students who are graduating early, they should enter the classes that they need to complete their graduation. And then students that are planning to graduate in December, there's actually a class for December grads, and that's listed on the elective course card. That's also where things like senior off and being an office aide are for our senior students. They can find the courses they need to request senior off and also office aide, just like any other class. And for our seniors, you can actually pick between if you want to have first period off or fourth period off as a request. And you can even pick by semester. So you need to request those things just like you request English or math. There is not a VLA computer science class. The VLA card, they have expanded their class offerings by a lot. So they've now included their first science course and really expanded their math offerings, but there is not a computer science course offered right now. Astronomy is not offered as a VLA class. The only science class that VLA offers right now is a physics class. VLA is hoping to expand their course offerings as they go forward, but that is science is the last set of courses that they have added to their offerings, and physics is the only one. Yes, just like Ms. Klingen said, we want to make sure students enter at least 8 8 periods of courses tomorrow, plus at least 4 alternates. The best thing you can do, even for students, even if you enter those tomorrow and then want to change things, you can still make adjustments as the week goes on, but we really want to make sure you get those things taken care of tomorrow at the earliest, but you still have time throughout the week to make those adjustments. Just a reminder, your parents cannot enter the courses for you. It's only going to have access through the student side. Parents can view the request, but they cannot actually make changes to those requests. It's just on the student side that we give access. Again, we still have about 81 people still in the chat. Our counselors are going to hang around. Yes, Ms. Levitt has a good point here. So I know there's probably questions, and we get a lot of emails at this time for students asking about individual appointments. We are going to have an opportunity to meet with every student, every current 9th, current 10th, and current 11th grade student. We are actually going to have a time between, our plan is right now between February 21st and March 11th, we are going to have every student come through the counseling office to have a meeting with their counselor. That's a chance for us to be able to review your requests by that time, and also to highlight any errors that may have been made. It's also a chance for you to ask a question or to make corrections or changes to your requests. So we ask that you give us patience with that process. You will have a chance to talk to your counselor individually, and even if it's not this week or next week, you will have it, and there will be time to change. The most important thing you want to have on your vision right now is to say by spring break. So that would be March 11th is the Friday before spring break. We want to have your course requests as correct as possible by then. Even later in the year into May, we're going to go through another process called course verification, which will give you another chance as a student to make adjustments to your course requests. So if you change your mind or find out that you don't want to take something, you will still have another chance even later in the year into May to make those adjustments. So don't worry. All right. I see people logging off. If there are still students that have questions that are still logged into this meeting, go ahead and relay those through your teachers, advisors. You can put those still into the chat. We still have our whole counseling team here to answer questions. And as I'm seeing them, I'm also answering those as well. Yes, Mr. Horton, yes, we will give you some more time tomorrow. So actually tomorrow, Mr. Horton and all advisory teachers, the lesson tomorrow is actually just going to be a plug and play. So it will be a pre-recorded video. So you can play that as soon as you get your audio figured out. For those of you that feel like you missed something at the beginning, we've also recorded this presentation like we do all of them, and we will post this for your future reference on the course selection information page so you can watch that if you feel like you missed something at the beginning. All right, if your class is good to go, you are welcome to log off. We're kind of dwindling down here into the low 30s. Appreciate everybody's patience, especially on the main campus side of things. This is a new format for us doing an advisory lesson. So we appreciate you rolling with this experiment and figuring out the sound problems. So thanks for your patience and your teamwork with that. I'd like to try and find new ways to be able to reach people as clearly as we can. So things will get better from here. All right, I'm going to give it about another minute. We have about 20 people still logged in. So give it another minute. If we don't have any other questions at that time, we will go ahead and end the presentation and log off. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.